Welcome back. We are back here at the North Arena for the final time here at the Clash, joined once again by tournament, what do we call you, chairman? Director Steve Dubinsky. Steve, quick recap of that bronze medal game. It was a good game, except for just a few minutes there, really.
Yeah, the beginning of the game, the Illinois team really capitalized on a couple of mistakes. I was watching warm-up, and I felt that the Atlantic Canada team was a little bit sleepy, and kudos to Illinois for jumping out.
Exactly. Now, it all comes. We've been here 6 days. It feels like a billion games have been played, and it all comes down to this one last game. First Class versus the Lions. Talk about it. It's going to be a big one.
It's actually two Canadian teams,
yep.
which is great for the Canadian teams, not so much for the American groups. We had that upset in the quarterfinal. Or was it round of 16?
Round of 16,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
With the 2 seed losing to the 15, which really kind of set the brackets a little bit off.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, in my opinion, these are the two best teams in the tournament. They've proven it over the course of the week, and we're really excited about this game.
Lots of weapons out there for both of these teams. And we were talking about Quincy Fontaine for the Lions. He is a machine as a defenseman, could be a forward easily.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of today's hybrid D. Jump into plays, carrying the puck up the ice. These kids are watching Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes. These guys do it game in and game out. So, to me, the difference probably at this point between the two teams after watching is I believe that the depth of the first-class team will be the reason if they win. I think that the Lions are a little bit top-heavy, but in a game like this where, everything's on the line, I think the kids are all ready, and I think the coaching staff will be, able to make quick changes and realize who's out against who, which is going to be the difference. You
did say that they are top heavy. They're typically, from what I've seen, running with 10 forwards, and the rest are kind of back on the bench most of the time. So they're relying on those players that we see at the top of these points lists.
There's no doubt, and that's, at the end of the day, in the NHL, if you look at the playoffs, the top lines usually cancel each other out, and the Stanley Cup is won by the third and fourth lines. And if you look at it this year,
the Oilers' third and fourth lines were unbelievable in getting them back into it.
Well, then when they went down 3-0, came back to make it 3-3, and I think it was in Game 4, McDavid didn't have a shot on net.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. In these games, the depth and the coach's ability to make times is usually what wins hockey games.
Roster, it's a shorter roster. I don't think they have as many players here as some other teams, but like you said, they are effective.
Yeah, I think they maybe have 9 and 5
yep.
would be my guess. Which at the end of the day, these kids are young, but coming down after playing, this is their 9th.
This will be their 10th game.
This will be their 10th game.
Yep.
Well, it was interesting yesterday in the divide how kind of North Shore, because they were the top seed, ended up having, I think, 2 or 3 less periods than the Machine.
Yeah.
And then the Machine, I was watching that game going, I was so hoping that they were going to take it to another game.
Yeah.
But it would have been, what a grind
that would have been the 5th in a row, right? Like
yes.
just back to back from rink to they couldn't even get their skates off. They had to run over to the next game.
It was interesting because that was the first time we've done that.
Yeah. And
I believe that the kids were extremely excited to be part of that divide yesterday.
Well, I think it comes down to, at this age, again, reminding that at this game you just love to play, and so if you get those extra 4 games in, fantastic. Straight time, stop time, who cares? We're playing hockey.
Well, I think it's one of those things when we decided on the format, because in the past the Continental Divide was a 1-period continuous game.
Yeah.
Where if it was 2-1 between Southeast and Toronto, the score stayed up.
Yeah.
We decided this year with the amount of teams we had, let's give them something else to play for.
Yeah.
And I think that was the key to yesterday was, even though they lost out of the clash, they were playing for something, which I felt was extremely important. You could tell by the excitement that they lost their first game, but they knew they still had a chance because they went on the loser side.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a great, and the fact that even in the round of 16 from the clash side, you're still getting a chance to play for something if you lose that first game. Like, you're still not done. That's one thing I think players and parents all really appreciate from what you guys have done here is the opportunity to continue to play more hockey as the week goes on.
That's it. They paid a lot of money to be here, and at the end of the day, to give the kids a chance to win something, I think was extremely important for us.
Exactly. Well, the teams are taking to the ice, Steve, so we should take a break, and then Dylan and I will get back here on the call for the championship final here at the Clash as both of these teams' cheering sections bring the noise once again. We'll be back with period number 1 on WSBN. Still live? All right, guys, welcome back here. It is the culmination of an entire week of hockey games. It is victory after victory after victory. It is the two best teams out of 22 here at the Continental Clash. We are in the North Arena here in Mount Prospect, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. We've got two Canadian clubs, first class, from Vancouver, BC, and area. Players off both the Lower Mainland and off the island as well. And then on the other end of the ice, out of Quebec, it's the LSL Lac St. Louis Lions. Dylan, this is going to be a game.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better there, Tarsi. These two teams, so much talent. And at this tournament, even the teams that didn't find their way into the win column and missed the playoffs, those were some pretty talented teams. That just goes to show you what we're in for today. These two teams are fast. These two teams have a lot of great passers, finishers, goaltenders, and not to mention two of the best crowds we've seen all week long. It's 11 o'clock a.m. These are 10, 11-year-olds, but it's going to be quite the atmosphere in here in Mount Prospect.
Exactly. Well, we've talked about the Lions group a number of times because we've had the opportunity to broadcast their games. First class has just as loud. They brought the bells, the cowbells are in, and so it's all coming down to this. We can expect to hear a lot of yelling out of the parents in both directions. This is going to be fantastic. I think we're in for the best of the best here. That's what it's all about.
You know what? One more point about that, Tarsi. I'm from this area, and I broadcast a lot of high school hockey at rinks all around. This one included, home of the St. Viator Lions, one of the better teams in Illinois, and they bring a pretty nice student section to their games. When the LSL Lions took the ice, the roar of their crowd might be the loudest I've ever heard it inside Mount Prospect Ice Arena.
There you go. From an insider local. That's fantastic. So just so everybody remembers, just in case you've forgotten, I'm Tarsi Young. This is Dylan Ward. Those guys behind the camera are Anthony and Carson. And, looks like we're going to have a national anthem first. And Pops, Steve, just chat. Yeah, Pops is the referee, or one of the linesmen. We're going to have a national anthem to get things started before we drop the puck.
2 Canadian teams, why not?
Listening, watching in Montreal and Quebec. Welcome to everyone listening and watching from the Vancouver, BC area.
And if I might add something, folks, just mention I'm from Chicago. I am an American, but nothing fires me up like a little bit of O Canada before a hockey game. Nothing better.
It's like it fits, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and what's great with having a team out of Quebec here as well is you get to hear the anthem in a little bit of French. On top of that.
Heard French to our right and English to our left.
Exactly right. So here it is. First class from BC. The LSL Lions from Quebec. Canada versus Canada. And 1 versus 2.
I don't think we're going to see a running clock this time around.
I don't think so either. This is going to be a phenomenal hockey game. So it is first class in their LA Kings looking jerseys, left to right. They will be going here in the first and third periods. Quebec's LSL Lions right to left in the Nashville Predator look-alike jerseys, right to left.
Game number 82 here at the Continental Clash, not counting the divide. You said culmination of an entire tournament, final first puck drop. Here we go.
Finn Gusen guarding the pipes for the Lions, and on the other end it's Cooper Rosen for first class, and here we go. It is the Lions in across the blue line. Quincy Fontaine, we've mentioned him a few times. He skates up with it. Now it's dropped back from the slot area. There's a quick shot in. Rosen makes the stop. That one came off the stick of number 90.
Listen, if you have a kid on this Lions team not named Quincy Fontaine, you're probably sick and tired of hearing his name, but he is probably the best player at this tournament, leads the tournament in points as well, and he's sure to be a factor one way or the other here in this championship.
No matter what, this is a Canadian versus Canadian team. Wow, there's a weird bounce off of that corner. It actually bounced straight back in the same direction it came from.
It's been a storyline all week long.
And of course, it's going to be a factor here in this final game as well. And it is the Quebec team who has it chipped off their stick, sent back down into their zone, down to our right. Chip the wall, first class gets onto it. Puck played in behind the net, there's Colton Smith. Now taken by the Lions. and sent down ice. Lions will make a partial change. First class gets on it. Onto the far sides, Cooper Carignan. Now taken back by the Lions. Finley Brunel. Chip back out to center ice. They're going to feel each other out. They haven't seen each other yet this tournament. So here's a slap shot, and that one's stopped by Rosen. That got it. Here, we got to say his name again. It was Fontaine. What a slap shot.
Yeah,
from him.
That shot has been on display all tournament long, and I just mentioned he has the most points with 10 goals, 12 assists. Keep in mind, he's a defenseman leading the points at this tournament. And also, you mentioned these are the first time these two teams facing off. Just one loss combined. LSL, a perfect 9-0 coming into this one. First class, 8-1. Their lone loss being an overtime loss to ended up being the number 2 seed of the regular season, North Shore.
All right, in comes first class. Now there's a wrist shot. That goes off a stick and wide. Just left by Finn Gusen. To the near side corner, poked out to the point, held in there. Wrist shot through traffic. That one goes just wide, and that one came from Jace Watts. Now up on the near side, poked out to neutral ice. Watts grabs it for first class. Cross to the far side for Matthew Tang. Tang is another dangerous defenseman out there for first class. Watts to Tang again. Dumped in, but it's behind center ice. So that'll be an icing call. We are just 2 minutes and 5 seconds in. No score.
Got some nice DJing going on too. If you were here for our last broadcast of the third place game, again, I wish I knew this guy's name, but every game he's done at this tournament, it's been nice. Like you hear right now, not just the songs, but organ sounds. You can tell he's not just hitting play on his phone. You know, he has a soundboard down there, and some nice music going on here.
They know what's up for the last game. All right. Here comes first class. They got two heading to the net. Pass in front, but Fontaine had his stick down. Centering pass again redirected to the outside. Somebody brought a siren in here. Fantastic. I heard there was a train horn from one of the teams. I missed that one. I never got to see them the entire tournament.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. That was a spectacle for sure.
Now up on the near side, it's Levi Correa.
Loud
battle along the wall, I guess so. Train horns typically aren't quiet.
Especially in an indoor environment like this.
Certacini in across the blue line. He'll fire a shot. That one's kicked off to the corner. Picked up there once again by Carter Carignan. Up on the right-hand side, Colton Smith puts it in deep. Back to grab it was Alessandro Maurizio. He puts it up along the wall. It's taken there by Caden Broussard. And the puck wound up touching the bench. So that'll be a first, another whistle here. 11:54, no score yet.
Lots of energy between these two teams. Really fast-paced start. Like we've seen all tournament, I have a feeling we might see an early goal in this one. Keep your eye out in the next 2 minutes.
Sent down ice. Watts back to poke it into the corner where it's picked up by Tang. Tang up on the right-hand side. Joseph Ferrone. Ferrone pokes it forward. There's a centering pass, and that one knocked off the stick. Like we got a penalty coming up here. Tripping call. And that is going to Verk, who I think that's a bit of a retaliation penalty, I believe.
Yeah, well, first of all, I was about to pat myself on the puck was going to find its way to the back of the net right as I said that. LSL Lions, who are a dangerous team when they're shorthanded, are going to go to the power play. So with a man up and all the big guns out there for the team wearing gold, this is going to be a very dangerous chance for them to get on the board first, and first class needs to come up with a big penalty kill here.
First power play of the game goes to Quebec's LSL Lions. Back on the point, held in there by Quincy Fontaine. He'll put it in deep. Rung around the boards. Felix Beauchesne lets it go. Over to the far corner, it's poked past Maxime Perreault. Fontaine being harassed though, and he gets taken off his feet. Loses his stick. No call. Here's a pass in front. There's a shot. Score! Just over crossbar. Closer than I expected.
Yeah.
Here comes Fontaine now up on the left-hand side.
3 shorthanded goals for first class here at the tournament among the leaders.
Up on the far side is Broussard putting it in deep. Now rung around the boards. This will give Quebec a chance to set up. Back to Fontaine on the blue line. In at the face-off circle, Steinberg. Steinberg has it chipped off his stick and sent down ice once again.
Really
1 minute gone.
Really good kill here for first class. A shorthanded opportunity, a couple clears already.
And Fontaine gets taken off his feet. First class takes it back and scores! I believe that was number 45. That was Colton Smith who took it away from Quincy Fontaine and put it past the goaltender Finn Gusen with a wrist shot, and that makes it 1-0.
Yeah, Colton Smith was tied with Hayes Kirian for most goals at the tournament. He's now in sole possession of first. What did I say? Great penalty kill. A lot of speed in this game. Wasn't going to be surprised if we saw an early goal. But if we were going to see one, I thought it might be the Lions, who, for me, are the favorite, according to the seeds in this game. First class, what a start.
There's another shot in. That one stopped by Finn Gusen, and a
shorthanded goal. It's actually his second shorty of the tournament. Mentioned they had 3. Now at 19 points here at the Continental Clash, Colton Smith is with 12 goals and 7 assists.
So exactly 5 minutes burned off. It's a 1-0 game. 30 seconds left to go in the power play for the LSL Lions as they chip the wall out to neutral ice, and first class sends it right back in.
Boy, Tarsi, we are just getting started too. Only 5 minutes into the game, and we have already seen plenty of action. A goal, a penalty, lots of great plays, some shorthanded chances, and a shorthanded goal as well. Both these teams want it so bad they know that they don't have to play again this afternoon, then twice again tomorrow. This is it.
Yeah, they got nothing to say. They can empty the tank.
Win or loss, the flight home is next.
Yeah, for me too.
15-minute drive for me.
Here pass in with another wrist shot, and that one stopped by Gusen. That was Scotty Sims. So first class has actually pretty much owned this LSL power play so far.
Yeah, first class up 4-3 in shots on goal. I think 2 to 3 of those were on this shorthanded kill, and you can hear the LSL Lions fans. They're in an unfamiliar situation down here early. They're trying to cheer their fans back into it. LSL Lions were down 2-1 to North Star Elite in that semifinal, or pardon me, North Star Elite. And then they came back. That was in the second period. So obviously 1 goal. There's still plenty of time here for the Lions.
As they cough it up in their zone, though, there's a wrist shot just wide coming from
penalty.
Another penalty in behind the play. Yeah, it looks like this one's coming again to
Fontaine went down. Joseph Barone is going to get the call.
They are harassing Quincy Fontaine to start this game up.
Yeah, and so now it's going to be another power play. We saw how dangerous first class is short-handed, but you got to think the LSL Lions will have learned from that first power play. We mentioned this is the first time these two teams are seeing one another at the tournament, so we'll see if anything's different these next 2 minutes.
9:20 left on the clock here in this first period. It is a 1-0 game. Puck back to Fontaine, and now they're battling for it there. Scotty Sims and Fontaine. It gets put deep. Over to the far side now. Sasha Durdovic against the wall. It's taken from him and sent down the ice. So back is Fontaine. Skates with it, now drops it back. And a mishandle. So picking it up is Maxim Perreault, and you can see first class trying to jump on them now. They saw an opportunity, and here comes Fontaine. Going to skate the entire length of the arena, still with it, to the high slot. Poke check, gets it back. Fontaine still holding on to it. Centering pass, couldn't get a stick on it.
Once again, folks, that is a defenseman.
Back out to center, it's picked up there by Perreault. Perreault, now he skates with it up on the left side. Player falls, and the puck gets free and sent back down the other end of the rink. 1 minute gone in the power play, the second power play of the game here for the Lions, as they start out from their own zone. Up there's Fontaine. Fontaine gains the blue line, fires it in. Funny bounce off of that corner, funny enough. And grabbed there now by the Lions, looking for the give and go behind the net, centering pass. And nobody got it out front, actually. Hit a skate and moved back behind the net. Fontaine rings the boards again. Caden Broussard on the far side. Behind the goal now, and there to grab it is number 89, Carter Carignan. Carignan has it now for first class in their zone, lifts it off the glass and out. And with 10 seconds left to go here in the power play, that's pretty much going to do it. Not a lot of chance again as Fontaine gets taken down one more time in behind his own goal, but he gets up and now skating with it again into the slot. And he gets hardcore pushed off of his skates by Carignan and no call.
Some of the fans here unhappy about that, but we'll play
centering pass, there's a shot by Fontaine. It's all Quincy Fontaine so far for the Lions. They're going to get it back to him again one time. That one stopped, and the rebound jumped on by the goaltender, Cooper Rosen, or Coop, as you hear from the parents of that team.
Yeah, goalies seem to be the most prone to a nickname like that, right? Just about any hockey player will be.
6:55 left to go here in this first period. It is 1-0 in favor of first class. Off the draw, it's Jace Watts for first class. Up on the right side for Ferrone. Now it's sent into the zone. 4-player battle along the wall. To the near side. And it's going to be the Lions skating away with it. That's number 97, Vincent Vinet. Vinet gets stopped up in the corner. Now it's brought back. Centering pass. Couldn't get a stick on it. Was Jordan Loba.
Vincent Vinet is another player that has really impressed me on the Lions. You said it, number 97. Whereas Connor McDavid's number, I really like his spatial awareness. Always seems to get a good look.
Here's another chance. That shot goes off of a leg and just wide.
Whether he's making the pass or getting a shot on net, he knows how to find those lanes.
There's Vinet, gets poke checked as he approaches the blue line. First class turns it back. Here's Tang through the slot, off of the stick and onto the stick of another. No shot taken though. Now behind the goal. Swung around to the far point. In deep once again. There's a bump in the corner. And Vanek Verk plays it back. That's swung back into the deep end zone here for the Lions as they get set to bring it out. Bumped up along the wall. Here comes Certacini. He loses it. Still at center ice. Fontaine comes up with it, gets to the blue line and stopped by Tang. Now, the battle right below us here. And that's Nick Smiley fighting for it for first class. It comes free. And Quebec up with it, up onto the far side. In is Caden Broussard. Loses it. Back comes first class. Another long pass cut off by Quentin C. Fontaine. Fontaine in now. Got some space trying to center. That goes off a skate. Back into the Quebec zone. It's the LSL Lions trailing 1-0 here in the first period. 4:46 left to go. They cough it up. Here's a chance into the slot, but knocked away from Lincoln Gurman. Now down into the corner. Lions play it around to the point. It's kept in. Centering pass, but no black sweaters there. And here come the Lions. Long pass up looking for number 88, Caden Broussard. Broussard goes into the corner, and he takes out Carter Carignan as they were both going into the corner, so they're going to call him for interference. Which, I mean, realistically, in the way Fontaine had been taken down a couple of times, that fit that bill.
Yeah, and you got to be consistent, especially here in the championship game. We talked about it in the third place game. after we've had the 2 official crew all week long, we do have the 3 officials here, 1 ref and 2 linesmen. And now first class, after outscoring the LSL Lions on their power play with a shorthanded goal, will get one of their own here. Let's see what they can do.
They have it on the blue line. Skating up into the right wing corner is Lincoln Gurman. Gurman gets tied up, back to the point, held in by Tang. Now down for Sims, back to Tang, wrist shot to Sims. It ends up on his stick, fires a shot, stopped by Finn Gusen. Another shot goes wide off the end boards. Back to Tang. Into the end wall again. And centered up front, and that's knocked away by some yellow jersey sticks, and we got a penalty call coming up here. I think this one's coming to first class, maybe? No, it's coming to the Lions again.
The slashing penalty.
Slashing it. Emerson.
No, that is to first class.
Is it?
Yeah, so
Emerson Papadopoulos headed off.
Cuts it down to a 4-on-4 here, and the best way to kill a penalty is by drawing one. Well, the LSL Lions, one of the better penalty kills in this tournament, only with 2 power play goals allowed in their 9 games, which is incredible. And they're going to, by letter of the law, kill another one there by drawing a penalty and converting this to a 4-on-4 for the next minute 16.
4-on-4, there's that open ice, and with the speed and dangerous weapons that both of these teams have, this will be an interesting minute and change. Speaking of one of them, here comes Matthew Tang into the middle. Tang has it poked off his stick just as he approaches that blue paint. Now the Lions, as we skate 4-on-4. Quincy Fontaine gets tripped up, and this time, make no mistake, there's a penalty coming as the arm went up almost immediately. First class just has to touch up, and they're going to now.
Yeah, and I thought they probably should have touched up a little sooner to get more time on the 4-on-3. So now we're in what you call the overtime power play, right? The 4-on-3, lots of open ice. And, man, this Lions team, they're going to have a chance here. They're not on the board yet here in the first period. Tarsi, they have scored at least a goal in the first period of all 9 games they've played. As a matter of fact, they're averaging 2.22 goals just in the first period alone.
So 3 minutes left to go here. Face-off going to be inside the first class zone. On 3, here's Fontaine with a slap shot. They got a stick in front of that one, so that goes high off the glass. Back to the point, sent in once again. And again, back on the point, but it hops over the stick of Maxim Perreault, and he has to send it back over to Fontaine.
6 points on the power play for Quincy Fontaine. That leads all skaters here at this tournament. Go figure.
4-on-3, here comes Fontaine. Sends it off the side of the goal. And then it's fired out by first class. So back is Perreault. Now passed to the near side, and up comes number 19, Tyler Steinberg. Steinberg into the corner with it. Goes around to the far corner.
Now it's a 2-man advantage for the next 23.
Felix Beauchesne, 2-man advantage for 20 seconds. There's a quick shot in. That one just misses that top corner. Still, they control 5-on-3. Back over to Fontaine again. Centering pass. That one gets redirected by the stick of Matthew Tang in the slot. Just a couple seconds left. Penalty is ending. Pass back to Fontaine. Scores! Quincy Fontaine! Top shelf from the high slot. And it is a tie game, 1-all, on a power play goal here by the LSL Lions top producer. We're knotted at 1 with 1:35 left to go in the first.
And that is his signature slap shot we've seen all week long here in Chicago. One-timer from in close, pick the corner, and then how about the celly? Not many 11-year-olds out there with that much swagger as he skated towards his fans, ripping his chest open. We got a tie score, and there is indeed their first period goal.
Oh, and so what ended up happening there was Maxime Perreault had it poked off his stick, and he ended up tripping up Vanek Zverk to prevent any chance because they were in 2-on-0 otherwise. So, I mean, is there a good penalty to take? That might be it.
And it's one of those where it's not going to ever be called a penalty shot in that situation, but you're much rather kill a penalty for 2 minutes than have that clean of a 2-on-1, especially when you're playing a team the likes of First Class. They could score by committee there.
So that last goal, Fontaine from Steinberg and Beauchesne to tie this game up, and we are just over a minute left to go here, while the LSL Lions now a man short for the rest of this period and a little bit of the next.
Penalties galore here in this championship.
And here comes First Class. Centering pass out front, that one bouncing through the slot area. Finn Gusen couldn't get his glove on it. He tried, it bounced to the back end boards anyway. Puck just in front of the Lions bench. To the near side, in comes the BC squad. First Class, wrist shot just wide from the stick of Lincoln Gurman. Back to the point, here's Tang. That one's kicked. Ferrone picks it up in the corner. Gurman, Tang, near side point, wrist shot. That one stopped by Gusen, rebound. Gusen's on it. What a chance there for Joey Ferrone right in front. And Gusen slides across and makes that second save, the all-important second save. What a phenomenal job by the Lions goaltender.
Well, it was a great passing play by First Class on the build-up. And then when they got the shot on goal, it was sort of an easy stop for Gusen, but then you said that second one was the killer. Point-blank chance. Very easily could be sitting at 2-1 right now, but we stay tied up.
24 seconds left. There is still a minute in that penalty for the Lions. Last push, there's a shot in. That goes off of Fontaine's shoulder and off to the corner. Now back to the point. They were looking once again for Carter Carignan. It went past him, and that's pretty much going to do it for this period with just 5 seconds left to go as he brings up and fires a shot that easily steered away by Finn Gusen. So, to no surprise, finally, we weren't snake bit by the broadcaster's curse on this one. This is a tight game, 1-1 after 15.
Yeah, this is my kind of hockey game as a neutral party for sure. Lower scoring defensive battle, goaltending battle. What started as a really fast-paced, high-danger chance game really slowed down there after the first goal by First Class. Shots on goal, First Class leads 8-6, but we had a stretch there where there wasn't much chances, weren't many chances, and it wasn't on the attackers. It was just great defense and great goaltending on both sides of the ice. And then we got into the power plays, the 5-on-3s, what have you, and we don't have a 5-on-5 goal in this game. A shorthanded goal by First Class and a 2-man advantage power play goal by the Lions. So both goals were scored on the Lions power play, interestingly enough. Not the same one, though.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, the shorty, and Steve talked about it before the game, too, that special teams are really what you see with teams that have been put together like this. These summer hockey teams, they specialize. And unfortunately, like for that first power play, LSL never really got the chance to set it up. It was a heck of a penalty kill. So when you see special teams battling like that, and on both sides, penalty kill, it's awesome to see these kids knowing the systems, knowing where to go, knowing what to do on either side of that puck.
And you know something we've talked about all week long, period of the long change, with how fast and how hard both of these teams press when they have the puck in the attacking zone. Watch out for that to be a factor here as we roll along in the second period.
All right, second period underway, all tied at 1. In comes First Class. It's Sims Loses it off a skate in the slot, and it's backhanded down the ice. Still 15 seconds to go, so the First Class back in their own zone. That's pretty much going to do it for this power play. If they can get one quick rush up, they will still have that odd man even as he comes out of the box. And here's a chance into the middle. Sent to the far side, but that goes off a skate and wide. And now we're back to 5-on-5. As the pass comes up, and it is LSL with control. Sent out on the near side. Dumped in deep. Quincy Fontaine in tight to grab that one. First Class fires it down ice. And it's an icing call as Maurizio goes back for it. So minute 2 off the clock. 1-1. And I think just being where we're at, should mention that overtime again. The format is exactly the same as we've seen all week. You get the quick turnaround for period number 2. You get the ice flood for number 3. And overtime is a 3-on-3 overtime, but it is 15 minutes long instead of just 5 before the shootout.
Tarsi, I'm manifesting it, man. I want to see some of these two teams 3-on-3. Oh, boy.
Here comes First Class up on the right side. That's Ferrone with a shot. And that one stopped by Finn Gusen.
Seeing as this is the last game of the tournament, I mentioned, what's that number I came up with? The 82nd game of the Continental Clash. I already know that we're in for an 18-round shootout, and we're not going to get out of here until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
I got a plane to catch, man. I'm in no rush. I want to see an excellent hockey game, too.
Me too.
And we are so far. Up on the right side, it's sent out to neutral ice. Played off the wall, and back comes First Class. It's Verk. They are 2-on-2, Verk and Ferrone. Verk with a shot in. That's stopped by Gusen. Rebound sent to the outside. Back around to the near boards. There to grab it is Finley Brunel. Brunel puts it up along the wall. Turned back by First Class. They're offside, though. Now Brunel on the near wall. Almost gets taken out. And in comes the Lions. Pass to the near side. Couldn't get to it. Was number 97, Vincent Vinet. Out they come now. Ferrone on the far side. Dumps it in. Goes off on a full change. They're going to get all 5 sets of legs fresh out there. As the Lions come out now. It's Caden Broussard on the far side. Oh, back in comes First Class. Nice little play there by Levi Correa to break them up. Sent in deep once again. Now the battle in the corner. Dug free by First Class, and taken off his skates was Lincoln Gurman. Back out to the point, held in there. And now Quebec able to send it down ice, but it's going to go the whole way. So that'll be an icing call. And after, like you said, it was rapid off the start, slowed down for quite a while, and then we had a flurry near the end there, and we're starting out slow here in the second.
Yeah, only 2 shots on goal. First Class leads 2-0 here in the second period. Neither of those two I would put in the high danger chance column. We'll see. I mean, this period has just gotten started here. We're going to get a repeat there of the face-off after it was quickly frozen.
Just slid into Finn Gusen, and he held on. Do it again.
I mean, again, with this long change, we're going to see this second period start to open up a little bit. We have lots of time to go.
Oh, there's a slap shot that hit a player in front, Colton Smith. And it actually had enough mustard to get out to center. All right. Smith trying to skate. Nice pass there by Smith as he was harassed, and they come in offside. It looks like it was Lincoln Gurman in a half a step too early. So 11:50 left to go here now in this second period. We are still tied at 1.
Yeah, now with the addition of an official referee and the 2 linesmen can just stick to that duty, they can really lock in on those offsides calls. Probably going to see more accurate than we've seen all week long. We have seen some inaccurate calls. When it comes
under
to
17, I mean, yeah, whatever.
say about maybe 1 per game on average. It was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
A couple borderlines as well.
Exactly. But when you've got 2 that you're reffing and lining, it's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, now
Got to give them the benefit.
those linesmen can really
Oh,
hone in.
here comes LSL. 3-on-1. Shot in towards the net, and actually that's covered up. It was Felix Beauchesne who looked like he wanted to maybe get a pass across, but it was chipped off his stick.
Yeah, that's tough for the Lions. A 3-on-1. You said it, Tarsi. And in this game, we're playing this first-class opponent that really has not given them that many good looks on offense. Again, their own goal came on a 2-man advantage. That was a great opportunity to get one to the back of the net. 2-on-1.
Set up into the Lions bench. I think the coach is joking with the linesman. Does that not delay a game? It didn't touch anything.
Yeah, right? That's that weird arbitrary call where you have to say, would the glass have been there, right?
All right, face-off in first-class territory again to the right of Cooper Rosen. First class going to control. They'll skate it up. That's number 8, Tanner Dixon. Dixon in the corner. Skated past it, and back out come the Lions. Through the middle, Joseph Ferrone stops them and turns them back. And the Lions back up with it again. Right-hand side, Sasha Durdovich sends it down ice. No icing call. It didn't go far enough. Lions on it, in behind the goal. Battling with it there. And wall. Here's Tyler Steinberg. Now over to the far side. Back deep to Steinberg again. To the point. Near side, Fontaine. Pass through the middle. That one gets knocked away from Steinberg. Ferrone gets on it. Stopped up, though, by Beauchesne for a second. And now, out comes Carter Carignan on the right side. Fires a shot in. That one's kicked out by Finn Gusen. First class has it on the end wall. It's Scotty Sims. Sims. The battle takes place there. Up along the boards and sent out. Jace Watts over to Tang. Tang in across the blue line. Stick lifted. Still gets a shot off, but that's blocked on its way. Rung around the boards again. Near side. Who's going to dig it free as the battle continues? Back to the blue line, and Watts will fire it around again. There's that bounce off the corner. Oh, Quebec trying to capitalize and poke it past the defenseman, couldn't do it. And now it comes off the corner right at the goaltender, Gusen.
That was a good
First
key.
class on it.
Good play by 5-1.
Now they get it back to Watts on the near side. Watts chips the wall, but Quincy Fontaine on it, sends it out to center.
We talked about this period kind of being off to a slower start. Really has not picked up yet. You start to wonder if fatigue is a factor. These guys.
Oh, here we go. Here's a big chance up here for Quebec. In on the right side is Vinet with a backhand. That one stopped by the goaltender. Rebound. Fanned on it.
Right as I say it, huh? Seems to work that way.
Here's Beauchesne with a shot. That one goes off the shoulder of Cooper Rosen. Rebound fired wide. Into the corner. As the battle happens there.
Goaltender just pushed the net off.
Uh-oh. Net's off.
No, it kind of looked intentional, I'm not going to lie.
Well, he might know it's off. Oh, no. There is a big hit on the far side. And that looks like Caden Broussard, number 88. Went into the boards hard. But after laying there for just a second, he's up again. Whew.
Yeah, that looked a lot worse than it ended up being, and it didn't take him long to get back to his feet. No help required. He's able to get to the bench under his own power, and I'm sure he's going to come out for his next shift.
What a flurry there by the Lions, and they're getting the face-off now in the offensive zone. Quick wrist shot, goes off the end boards, comes to the near side. down in the corner. To the point once again. Now put in deep on the left-hand side. Levi Correa gets held up there, trying to dig it free. Free is Finley Brunel. Now it comes free. There's Brunel. That gets a shot, but that one gets blocked. And First Class gets it out to center ice again. Now the battle in the neutral zone, and in they come. It's Tanner Dixon fires a shot. That one stopped by Gusen. Far side. First Class has it set up now. Pass blocked. And a clearing out attempt. Both of them get stopped just like that. Now here's a centering pass. Good chance for Carignan. Kicked out by Gusen with the toe. Big save by Finn Gusen. Carignan shoots, tipped wide. Rebound in front as another shot gets taken by Dixon. It kind of slowed down, so Gusen jumps on it. Hoo-ah! It's still tied at 7:13 left to go here in the second.
Tarsi, that's a fabulous sound effect to describe what we just saw in the last 20 seconds. Carter Carignan, I'm going to say that was First Class's best scoring opportunity, and I'm including the goal when I say that. That one didn't go that close to being 2-1.
7:13 remains. Face off in the Lions zone, and they get it out. Back to pick it up is Lincoln German. German passes up on the right side to Sims. Sims chops it in, but Quebec right back on it. As they get it out to center ice, there's Tang. Up on the left side now for Emerson Papadatos.
First Class really dominating the second period, outshooting the Lions 9-3.
Now here's a pass in front, scores! Number 9, Scotty Sims with the wrist shot that fooled the goaltender Finn Gusen. After a couple of great saves, Gusen gets beat by a wrister on the glove side, and it's 2-1 First Class.
Seems to work that way. Just as I said, they've been dominating the period. They show why. That was a great shot from the right side circle. Hard to tell if that took a deflection on its way to the net. Like you said, the shot was fired by Scotty Sims. If it's his goal, it's his 6th goal, along with his 13 assists. He's got 19 points. Well, guess what? He's getting a point on that goal one way or the other, and it is his goal. The assist coming to Lincoln Germans. He's now at 21 points with 9 goals, 12 assists.
So there you go. Some of the names that we couldn't go through them all, but those are some of the weapons that each of these teams have. And Lincoln German, Scotty Sims, a couple of them for First Class for sure. And out comes Quebec now up on the left-hand side, lifted in by Vinet. Vinet chases. He gets a little bit of wrestling match back there. They're both up and played around to the near side. First Class to the Quebec blue line. Lions lose it at center. Here comes First Class on the right side. Shot in, scores! Number 25. I think. I didn't.
It might have been 2-0. Number 29 out
29,
there.
29, Toothill is who did it. I think he just sent it towards the net, and it ended up getting under Finn Gusen.
Yeah. And when one goes in like that, it's not rare to see one follow immediately after. And First Class opening the floodgates. What makes the rest of this game so interesting to me, the LSL Lions have not lost. They've really never trailed by 2 goals in this tournament. I'll have to back check myself, but I believe I'm right. Being outshot 19-9, very unfamiliar waters for them. We'll see how they respond.
Well, here's a chance up as they skate it into the zone. That was number 88, Caden Broussard, who got stopped in the slot area. First Class coming back in the other direction. It's Colton Smith with a shot. That was kicked out by Gusen. 3-1 the score here. Under 5.5 minutes to play in the second. Puck bounced towards the net. Now in behind, there's a sharp angle shot. Gusen makes the save. To the face-off circle, right in front. It's loose, no goal. It's still free, and it comes out And Quebec able to steer it away to the outside. Some big chances again for first class, as now the Lions send it out to center. First class brings it back in. Tang gets taken out along the boards, and that is going to be a penalty call here against the Lions. Nathan Toothill, number 29, is given the first class a 2-goal lead. And it looks like that's 88. Caden Broussard headed to the box.
Yeah, it sure is. And if the floodgates weren't already open, watch out for first class here on the power play. They are 0 for 2 on the man advantage, and they're due for a goal here with a man up. We talked about their power play numbers, 8 power play goals. As for the LSL Lions, only 2 power play goals allowed, so this should be a good special teams clash. 0 for 2 in this game is first class.
There's a long shot in through traffic. That one coming off the stick of number 89, Carter Carignan. So I got to go back. Day one, it was Asher from the Young Kings. What was his last name? Asher. That kid, he had flow. He had nice blonde flow.
He did.
I got to give props here to Carter Carignan. Dude's got hair. Love it.
Yes, he does. Now, one thing that stands out to me, Tarsi, is the LSL Lions, shockingly, are one of only 5 teams at this tournament yet to score a shorthanded goal. Now, with the way they skate and how they have to respond here, how they're going to be pushing in the next 4:44 in the second period, I think that they're due. And I'm going to put this on the airwaves. I'm predicting a shorthanded goal by the Lions during this power play to get the game to a 1-goal game.
We shall see as first class wins the draw. Shot gets blocked. Sims on the far boards. He's poke checked, and it's sent down ice by the Lions. Cooper Rosen makes the stop. And now Carignan going to start from behind his own net. Long shot, long pass up on the right side. Tanner Dixon puts it in front, tip just over top of the goal. Okay, it ended up in the mesh. The linesman called it there. Okay, but it was just tipped up over the top. Yeah, it really was.
I'm not going to blame you on that one.
Yeah, I thought it might have hit the glass, but apparently it was just high enough. So the linesman calls it out, so we'll have a face-off. 4:11 left to go here in the period. It's 3-1, first class.
Need a better penalty kill. That 2 really high danger chances here for first class, and if they get another one, this game could get ugly.
There's Tang with a slap shot that doesn't make it through traffic. Now sent around to the near corner for Papadatos. On the point. To the right point, Tang. Wrist shot through traffic, kicked out by Gusen. Rebound, big one. Another one as Gusen makes another save. He's letting out some juicy rebounds here in this last little bit. 3:40 left to go in the period. 3-1. First class leads. 40 seconds in their power play. Dump in attempt, hits a player. Now they got 2 men out front. There's a centering pass through traffic. Back down deep again to Tang. Cross ice pass gets cut off. Now in again for Gurman. Gurman at the top of the circle. To the point, Tang. Far side. Verk with a shot, and he misses the net. And Quebec on it. Lions going to lift it out, and that's going to do it for the rest of that power play. Oh, and coming way out of the paint, he was going to play it, but then he decided to cover Cooper Rosen.
Vincent Vinay wanted to win that bet for me, but it's going to run out of time. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and demote my prediction. They're going to score a shorthanded goal at some point in the rest of the game, and I'll take the loss for that first one. I'm not trying to cheat the system, but that's my secondary prediction. They will. I don't understand. They're the number 1 seed. The best team besides them with 0 shorthanded goals was the 13 seed.
Exactly. Now they control. There's a shot that knocks a stick out of a hand. And up comes First Class. The pass up to Scotty Sims. He was behind the defense, but they caught him. Puck rolls into the side of the net. And it's taken now by the Lions with some control. Tipped and out to the blue line and out. That is an offside call.
Not by much, but a call you got to make, and they were spot on. These shots on goal, man, 26-9 in favor of First Class. Here in this period, 18-3. First Class out shooting LSL.
LSL had a while there.
So they got on the iPad down there.
Early in the period, they were down here. They must have shot. How many did they have this period? 8?
No. Who? Lions?
Lions.
They got 3.
No, they had 3 shots when they had that early pressure, at least. So I don't know if they're missing out.
3?
Here they come. Up on the right side is Vinet with one hand on his stick, taken into the end boards. Vinet fell awkwardly, I think. No, he's back up.
He's just skating directly to the bench.
Without
he
his
left
stick.
the stick behind. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's hurting. Shoulder.
Ouch.
Here's a chance. Out front, backhand. Rosen's got the post covered, and he held onto the puck long enough to cause that. The referee couldn't see it, so play blown dead. 1. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, sorry to interrupt, but it feels like these refs are blowing that whistle too early in a lot of these games. I feel like every other game I've broadcasted here at the Continental Clash, there's a brief controversy where the ref blows the whistle and the puck is loose. And that was one of them there, and that was a scramble play for the Lions. Tough break for LSL.
All right, behind the goal, it's the Lions with control. Durdovic on the near side. On the wall, comes free. And now First Class gets a stick on it, gets it out just past the diving Felix Beauchesne. And they're going to bring it right back in. Beauchesne up on the wall, fighting with Tang. And also there for it is Certesini. Now out comes First Class. Sims goes over to Verk. Verk in the high slot to the face-off circle. Holds it to the corner. Trying to pass across, looking for, I believe that's Ferrone.
Nice defensive play.
But a good defensive play in front cuts that pass off.
Good hand-eye.
And it is Ferrone. He's got it now on his stick. 1 minute left in the period. There's a cross-ice pass, and Verk fans on the shot. Bet you he wants that one back. As the puck hops over Jace Watts' stick and back out, he'll skate it back in. Collision at the blue line. Now they pick it up, and in they come. It's Verk, centered to the near side, and Ferrone couldn't get on it. Back out comes Quebec. They're coming up 4-on-2 right now. 3-on-2. Quincy Fontaine with a shot. Rosen gloves it and holds on, and now there's some pushing and shoving going on. Verk just gave a shot to Fontaine, and now there's some a little bit of extra stick work going on.
Yeah, and this is the frustration of the LSL Lions. I mentioned a couple minutes ago, they have not been in this situation all week long at the Continental Clash. Right now, they're about ready to have a running clock in the third period most times. They are down 3-1. They're desperate for something here before the ice cuts. Sorry, the Flood. We got 2 Canadian
I was going to say, did we not correct you enough yet? 20 seconds left to go. Quebec with control in the offensive zone. Jordan Loba, excuse me, in that far corner. Now comes free centering pass. Chopping away at it is Vinet. He couldn't get anything on it though. To the far side, 5 seconds remain, and it's sent out of the zone. Penalty by First Class. So we do have a penalty. It looks like a high stick.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but I saw the ref's arm in the air. 4.1 on the clock here in the second period. And what have we here? It's going against First Class. So
Nathan Toothill heads off.
That is a big opportunity for this LSL Lions group. Because not only do they get the power play, they're going to get a fresh sheet of ice to whip the puck around with on the power play, assuming they don't score here in 4.1 seconds. That's going to be a huge momentum boost, one team or the other, based on how that power play goes to start the third period.
So as the puck drops, the last little bit will burn off the clock. And we're going to have a 3-1 game here going into the third period. We're going to try and get a parent from one of the other teams to come and do an interview with us here in this intermission. But 3-1, Dylan. I mean, who expected a 2-goal game, really?
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be close. I thought it would be 1-goal game, really.
Yeah, and if it was going to be a 2-goal game, I would guess it would be in the way of the Lions. But again, we're looking at two teams that have not played each other yet. Lions may be the 1 seed, but in this tournament style, it's not a regular season where you play every team. So, the seedings might not always be accurate of who the best team is, but First Class right now proving themselves to be the odds-on favorite at this current moment in time with a 3-1 lead to hoist that trophy after 15 more minutes.
It's, you know what, I mean, you look for the barn burners. I think we've got one here finally, 3-1. It's the next goal is going to be a big deal. If the Lions can score that next goal early in the third, we've talked about it a number of times this week. Momentum is a big thing in this tournament, and right now, First Class has it, but it's never gotten so far out of hand for either of these teams that it has gone to the 3-4 goals, that these guys are used to playing some of the other teams in the tournament.
Yeah, and mentioned it on the broadcast, fatigue, definitely a factor. This is these teams' 10th game in a span of 6 days here, and they're going to have one more period to put their pedal to the metal and do everything they possibly can. All
right, we'll take a quick break. We've got a parent here that we're going to do an interview with. We'll let Dylan have a chat up with him as we get set for the third period. 3-1 the score here, and it is First Class in charge heading into the third. All right, we'll take a break. Be back on WSBN.
Welcome back to WSBN, the World Sports Broadcasting Network. This is the second period intermission, and I am joined by Jeff Nielsen, father of one of the players here at the Clash, Aaron Nielsen from the BC Bulldogs. Thanks for taking a minute to do a little interview. I know your team has been eliminated at this point, just like 20 other teams, and we're down to 2. But you did get to play in that Continental Divide. I was actually not here. Just want to start by asking, how was that little, running time, quick games? What do you think?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was such a great format, 27-minute games. So the intensity and the battle and compete from all the players was just off the charts because it was sort of like a sudden death overtime.
Yeah,
kids kind of knew they were playing like whoever scores the first goal is probably going to win this game. And so it was just fantastic hockey, super fun. The kids loved the format.
Yeah, and I love that they were able to do that for the teams that were eliminated in the playoffs to, not have to just sit around and wait for their flights, if they're booked on Sunday. But speaking of this game, we saw the third place game this morning, now the championship game. This has been a close, I would say, pretty defensive battle, but First Class in that second period really dominated. These are probably the two best teams in the tournament. LSL Lions we're the 1 seed, undefeated, but First Class sort of proven to them they might be the better team. What do you think?
Well, it's such a great game. Every game I've ever been to started 0-0, and this one was no different. And what a game. You know, early in the first period there, you could tell neither of the team wanted to make a mistake, right? They were playing real smart, everyone. It's just been a great game. Lots of strong battles, lots of bodies flying, you've probably noticed.
Yeah.
Physical game for sure. As
you and almost everyone at home knows very well, momentum is such a huge part of hockey.
Absolutely.
And LSL Lions are going to have essentially a full 2 minutes of power play on a fresh sheet of ice to whip that puck around. I think that if they score a power play goal or don't, whichever side you look at it, it's going to be a huge momentum shift for one team or the other.
Absolutely, absolutely. This first 2 minutes of the third period is going to tell us a lot. It's going to be a real interesting way to start the third, and there's a ton of hockey left in this game. As you said, 2 great teams, maybe the 2 hottest teams here this week. So there's a lot can happen in another period of hockey.
Well, whichever team wins, it will be well-deserved one way or the other. Jeff Nielsen, thank you so much for spending a couple minutes.
Thank you.
All right, we're an ad, and then we'll be back with you for the third period before you know it. WSBN.
All right, so welcome back. We are here at the championship game at the Clash. We just had a couple of Western Selects players come up. First off, who are you?
Rigdon Pugh.
Rigdon and?
Maddox Aegis.
Okay. I remember you guys. So, you've been watching the whole game here so far?
Yeah.
And so, thoughts on the way it's going?
I think it's doing good. I think both the goalies are playing really well. First Class, I think since they're on EPK, we'll see who gets the goal in the power play.
Did you get to play both of these teams on this one? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what do you thought? Like, do you think the 2 best wound up in the big game?
Yeah. First Class knocked us out, but we just had a bad third period. But First Class, I think they're doing pretty good. Scotty Sims, he's doing good also.
Awesome. So where are you guys from?
I'm from Utah. I'm from Las Vegas.
I think this is the first time I've ever actually met, you're turning my mic up, we've ever met somebody that's actually from Las Vegas. Everybody else moves to Las Vegas. You're from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So thoughts on the tournament, guys? Like overall, you came out here, you traveled, you have a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah? What was the best part?
Probably hang out with my friends just hanging out with my friends and playing hockey.
So being that you guys are from what is there, 10 different states that the selects are pulled from kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys get to play together a lot before you come to these tournaments or?
We play one tournament, but that's all. We didn't have any practices.
Here,
We had 2 or 1 practices before all of our tournaments though.
Excellent. So, but you guys make quick friends, obviously,
Yeah.
of each other, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys I guess you can't come back next year. What's next after this? You got another tournament coming up?
No, I don't think so.
No? Are we going to actually enjoy our summer and have some summer now?
Yeah, we still have a little bit more tournaments to go, but
Okay,
yeah.
beautiful. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you here.
Thank
It was good calling you. You guys are awesome hockey players. All right, we'll be back with the third period from the championship game here on WSBN. All right, welcome back here to the North Arena. 15 minutes left on the clock so far. There could be another 15 depending on what happens here in this third period. It is a 3-1 game. BC's First Class leads by 2 over Quebec's Lac St. Louis Lions.
It's been one heck of a game.
It's been a heck of a run. I can't believe we're down to this.
Yeah. And I was just talking to Jeff Nielsen, who I interviewed, parent of Aaron Nielsen of the BC Bulldogs. We were talking about momentum. LSL Lions, who are down by 2, are going to have essentially a full 2-minute power play here, minus 4 seconds to work with here to start the third period. They had all the time in the world to talk over the strategy for the power play. Not to mention they're going to do it on a fresh sheet of ice. If they can get a goal here, that might be enough momentum for them to tie this game up and potentially win. And on the other side, if the First Class team kills the penalty, that might be enough momentum for them to ride it out to the buzzer.
Exactly.
This is a huge 2 minutes right here.
A huge 2 minutes, and the next goal is massive. 15 on the clock. Let's drop the puck. And by the way, if the camera picture shakes, it's because of the stomping here in the stands. We tried to warn parents, but we can't stop them all as we get an icing call right off the hop. Teams back to their original sides, and LSL going right to left.
Great atmosphere.
Left, right. Oh yeah, huge.
Great atmosphere.
Like you said, a loud group of folks.
On both sides. Maybe the 2 liveliest crowds out of any of the 22 teams. How fitting they're meeting in the final.
And off the draw, the puck comes outside of the zone. Again, that puck will be moving a little bit quicker here early in the early going, as we just got a fresh cut. When in Rome, I guess, or when in America.
Yeah.
Do as the Americans do. All right, here they come up across the blue line. It's the Lions dumping it in. Felix Beauchesne rings around the boards. They are on the power play, but it gets sent down ice by First Class.
Another good kill by them. Talked about First Class's penalty kill. Scored a shorthanded goal here, their first one.
Long path cut off. They have to clear out. And it allows Quincy Fontaine to come up with it now.
Been a little quiet here in the championship game, at least by his own standards.
Sent up deep. And First Class lifts it out. Off the far bench gate. Bumps out to the near side and skated in by Beauchesne. Now around to the far corner. Durdovic fights for it there. Comes free, and Durdovic takes it back, puts it in the zone, and it's swept back in the other direction. Fontaine will take it from there. Quincy Fontaine skates with it to the blue line, pokes it in. He'll get it himself in the corner. He gets it taken off his stick, and there's that bounce off the corner once again.
Maybe the fourth or fifth time in this game.
Back to the point. Down for Fontaine in deep. Tries to center it across. And they fanned on the shot. Beauchesne on the back door.
Really nice passing play.
There's
regardless.
a centering pass. Went right by the post and came out harmlessly. Now First Class. We're going to have a breakaway in the other direction. It's Dixon in. Shot and stopped. Rebound. Again, another stop by Finn Gusen.
I believe that second stop would have been an own goal. That was off the skate, off the rebound.
Big chance, and Gusen stands tall for the Lions. From his knees, he's stick handling Quincy Fontaine. How'd he do that? This kid's 11. Oh my gosh.
I'm not surprised anymore.
Here he is in front, fires it wide. Unreal. Caden Broussard had that chance. Now it's sent out, and we got a foot race back to the puck in the Quebec zone. Put in deep. Back pass. Tied up in the faceoff circle. Big miscommunication there. It's sent out to center ice. Over to the far side. Dumped in by Jace Watts. Near side boards. Taken away, and out comes Caden Broussard. Broussard gets it back at the blue line, but they come in offside. As I believe it was Vincent Vinet in just a little early.
So they did not score on the power play then. So sort of a slower start to this third period, but that's what we said about the second period.
So 11:40 left to go here in this third.
1-0 the shots in the third for First Class. It was the breakaway, the only shot on goal recorded.
As First Class now brings it out, up across center, into the far zone. Verk falls, comes around to the near corner. Lions up with it, but it gets to the blue line and sent back in again by Scotty Sims. Now behind the goal. Battle there. 4 players on it. The 2 Quebec players are the ones down, and now we got a penalty in behind. It's going to be, looks like a roughing call.
Yeah, it appears to be.
So I think,
I'm not sure which way it's going, Tarsi, though.
you know what? It looks like Alessandro Maurizio retaliated after he got up off the ice. So now we got a power play in the other direction. After First Class had that early kill, they get a chance here as they already lead 3-1.
Don't forget my prediction.
That's right.
Shorthanded goal by the LSL Lions. I predicted is coming at some point in this game.
Tang back on the point. Wrist shot. That one tipped just wide. Picked up on the far side. Lincoln Gurman sends it in. Behind the net. Now back out to Tang again. Shot again. That one blockered away by Gusen. Tang again to the near side. Back to Tang. Sent over to the far side. Centering pass. Scores! Number 19, Emerson Papadatos, with a power play goal, opens up a 3-goal lead here in this championship game, and it is 4-1.
Tarsi, I'm getting deja vu from that third place game we just did. Right before this one, North Star Elite scored 2 goals that looked exactly like that. The backdoor play pass to the waiting guy on the right side, literally skips over the blue paint. Really close play, and some good precision there for First Class. And they're getting things cooking here.
So it is now 4-1. And for the first time this tournament,
Yeah. Wow.
the LSL Lions are looking down the barrel of a potential loss. They trail 4-1. 10 minutes remain here in this third period. By the way, I just want to give a quick shout out to the boys down in the box. We were wondering who they were. The man with the music, he is Silvio.
Okay, good.
And the man on scores is Bill. Here's a shot in. That one stopped by Gusen. Rebound lifted over top of the net. So thank you, Silvio and Bill, for the music and the atmosphere and the scorekeeping here in today's game. Here's a wide open chance. Centered up front. Goes through the blue paint. And First Class still gets it back. There's a shot. Hits the post. Gusen was looking behind him for that.
LSL averaged 5.55 goals per game in this tournament. This has got to feel like such a different team they're playing right now in First Class than the other opponents they've had. They've only been able to get one on a 5-on-3 power play.
There's a shot in by Fontaine. Rebound out front. And Cooper Rosen makes both saves. The rebound came straight out into the slot. And back comes First Class. Dumped in and taken by the Lions. Lion gets taken down. First Class now in the slot area. Back to Tang. And they're passing it well through the crease once again to the far side. Sent up for Vinet. Vinet crosses the line. Poke checked as he gets there. Offside, they cannot touch it. Now it's taken back by Vinet. Fontaine in his own zone. Gives it up to Vinet on the left wing. Skates in with it. Holds it on his stick. Trying to cut to the net. Sharp angle shot. Didn't get anything on it. So Vanek Verk from Colton Smith and Tanner Dixon on that goal. There's a slap away.
Good effort. I like that. Nothing else is seeming to be working.
Trying to get the puck bouncing on the goalie now. Rosen's done a phenomenal job in the First Class net. And they're offside as First Class comes back. Lincoln Gurman in half a step early.
Wasn't a fan of the call either.
7:55 left on the clock. Time getting short, and that's where that 15-minute period comes into play.
Absolutely.
I said that next goal was going to be huge. That's a 3-goal mountain with less than 8 minutes to go.
If any team can do it, though, it's this LSL Lions
It's the
team.
Lions, exactly, but they ice the puck. So the puck will be coming back down to their end. 7:45 remaining. 4-1. First Class out of BC leading this gold medal championship game here at the Clash outside of Chicago, Illinois.
Well, Rockabye, Jess Glynn. Great song, Silvio.
By the way, just want to give some props to the Chicago area and to Chicagoans in general, Dylan. You guys have been phenomenal hosts all the way around. Got a great recommendation for food from you a couple of times. Just been an amazing trip down here as well.
It's your first time here?
It is my very first time to Chicago. Anthony and I got a chance to go down to the Loop the other day.
Oh, great.
But with the NASCAR event that's happening this weekend, I think the race is today.
I forgot about that.
We couldn't get in to see the bean or anything, or find parking for that matter. There's a wrist shot in, and that one is stopped by Finn Gusen.
Well, that parking thing you mentioned is going to be a year-round issue. But
it has to be worse. But it was Friday, right? And the festival was going on, so it would have been difficult either way.
That's a shame you didn't see the bean, though, because
we drove by it and it was, oh, there's the bean. Okay,
that
cool.
entire area was under construction. They built a whole new deck, and you couldn't go there for about 6 months, and then it finally opened, I think, like a week or two ago, if not less.
Just in
and
time
so now
for
just in
NASCAR.
time for it to close again.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was like, oh, that's cool. You can see the reflections of the buildings. Okay, awesome. I'll come back next time and do it for sure.
My humble opinion, it's the greatest city on earth, so happy you had a good time here.
Not that you're biased at all. That's good. All right, in comes Quebec up on the right side. They're trailing by 3. and also hosted every single one of these hockey teams, parents, players, all that kind of stuff as well. So just a fantastic job by the Chicago area.
And what was...
Oh, a little bit of bumping and shoving after Gusen covers up.
Only thing left is people need to start caring about hockey again. Boy, was this place a hockey town in the early 2010s. Everyone so dialed in. It was the most popular sport or team in Chicago. For a while there, sold out arenas every night, and things are looking up for the Chicago Blackhawks. I am looking forward to
Connor Bedard is something else.
Yeah, if we didn't get him, then he's probably speeded up our rebuild by maybe 2-3 years.
I don't know what's with the name Connor.
Yeah, right.
Excellent hockey players in the last number of years. First class takes it off the draw. They have it deep. Now centering pass that's blocked by 4 different yellow sticks in front. Sent back out to the point. Watts with a shot, scores! Wow. Jace Watts with a high wrist shot. That goes over top of the glove of Finn Gusen, and it's a 5-1 game. All right. Momentum. They have it. 6:15 left to go. And I mean, we're staring down a potential runtime for the last little bit if they can get another one.
32-12 the shots on goal. They have the shots on goal here in this period as 6-0 first class.
Which is exactly right. I've been looking this way pretty much the entire period.
And man, it's that stamina game we talked about. This is game number 10 in 6 days, all these double headers and no days off, especially not sleeping in your own bed. It's tough. It's tough to come here and play every day, and you're going to get another penalty here.
Yeah, another penalty coming up. So about that, now, I don't know about first class because I don't know the insides of this team, but we talked to the parent, Ian, yesterday of the LSL Lions, and she said one of the reasons that the Lions are so successful is because bed at 9 o'clock. They've had a regimented the entire time. You know, they had a team building thing that ended up getting canceled. They are here exactly for business. So another penalty coming. This time it looks like it's to first class. So Quebec going to ice the puck. And what power play?
It counts as an unsuccessful conversion in the book. So
headed off now is Emerson Papadopoulos. He's got to be their penalty leader too. Papadopoulos.
Let me tap in on that.
Every game I've done with first class, he spent at least 6 minutes. Oh, we got a timeout here called.
Yeah.
By Quebec as well.
And why not? Papadopoulos 16 penalty minutes. Nathan Toothill has 22.
Oh, okay.
There might be a 10-minute penalty in there. That always, skews
it a bit. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, no, but the games that I've done with first class, Papadopoulos has had. What'd you say? He had 10 penalty minutes? 18.
Now he's at 16.
Oh, 16
if you count
now.
these two. Is that his first penalty of the game? I don't even know.
I think so. Maybe not, but he's had a couple penalties.
It is not. So he's actually at these numbers are coming into this game. So he's now at 18. So yes, you were right.
Yeah, he's had a couple of penalties every game I've called for him. So, like I said, he's got to be one of the leaders for said team. All right, it's 5-1. We got 5.5 minutes left to go until a gold medal presentation.
Listen, that's more than enough time. If you're an LSL Lion.
Net's empty.
Why not?
So it's 5-on-4 is what they've got now with the face-off in the offensive zone.
Traditional power play.
Yeah, why not? You're absolutely right. If you're down by 4 with under 6 minutes to go.
Long past the goal differential tiebreaker.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to push, and they've got to push now. Since they have the man advantage, they get a chance to set up. Finally, there's a long wrist shot in. That one comes from Maxim Perreault, and that's gloved by Coop. as they call him, Cooper Rosen.
Second shot from up high by Perot here in the opening 20 seconds, 18 seconds of this 4-on-4. Like to see some more creativity here by the Lions.
And off the draw, back to the point. Perot puts it in. Now there's a slap shot that goes off the side of the net. Came from the stick of Steinberg. Out of the far side, Fontaine pinches in, and it's going to bite them. Here comes first class. Long shot in and scores. That is number 11, Lincoln German. Makes it a 6-1 game, and that clock now runs. Who saw this coming? A straight time finish.
Well, we said on the broadcast through our microphones, well, this one's not going to be a running clock.
It wasn't until just now. But,
and not only is it, but it's against the number 1 overall seeded team. Out of 22, this first-class team had a big test here against the LSL Lions, and I'm not sure how many people here in the rink that were not biased had a prediction, but I'm sure a lot of people saw this game going the way of the Lions based on their undefeated record, but this is going to be first class's Continental Clash here in 2024.
6-1, straight time, 3:55 on the clock. And Quebec going to give it a rush. Up on the right-hand side is number 13, Finley Brunel. He gets a shot in, and that one's stopped by Coop.
And, you know, this is going to be the second year in a row. Last year we talked about the Lions winning 1-0 in overtime over the Connecticut Junior Rangers. The Junior Rangers were the lone team that were undefeated, and they lost in the final. And the Lions were the only team without a loss in the regular season. So
maybe
with first class winning this, Continental Clash here in just about 3 minutes, it's going to clinch that there were 0 undefeated teams out of the 22. Each and every one had at least one 3-period loss.
Yep. So there you have it. I mean, maybe you don't want to go undefeated.
Yeah, right?
As you head into the playoffs. You want that high seed.
You look at it different ways. You're due for a loss, right?
Yeah, exactly. Shot in by Ferron. That one kicked out by Gusen.
You think the buckets and sticks are going to go flying?
Oh, guaranteed. Like it happened.
Yeah.
Even at the Divide last night, the kids, like NSHDA, they were super excited to win. And Steve and I talked about that before the game, that giving them, even the kids that lose out, something to play for. Everybody, like, they get a chance at something else, even if you've lost a couple of games.
Like I said, there was not a single game that didn't have any relevance down the stretch. And you see that so often at these tournaments. It games that aren't consolation games, but are, because the teams have already, not clinched. And at this tournament last year, we talked about that format where it's just 2 divisions, top team in each one. If you lose 2 games, you're pretty much screwed. At that point, they're done. The rest of your games are just consolation. So that's why I love this new format they had. It worked like a charm all the way until the end here, and I'm sure they'll stick with it for years to follow.
Well, and Steve was saying this is the first year for the Divide as well, and he said that was just fantastic to, again, give them something that they get to Pop's just tossing a puck in to hockey players. Okay, cool. All right, 1.5 minutes left to go. The last little bit of formality here is first class going to walk away with the victory on this one.
Listen, are we going to get a Continental Clash MVP? That's my question.
I don't know, because you'd have to think Quincy Fontaine would be up for that one.
It was a shock in the Stanley Cup final. Well, maybe not a shock, but just you never see the losing player get the MVP. But
6 times that's happened.
At a tournament environment like this, I think for me it's Quincy.
Well, and there's some excellent players on the other team too. Like these guys that,
no doubt about that.
But they score by committee too, right?
Right.
It was a bunch of them scoring these 6 different goals. So
Lincoln Gearman is probably my MVP if it does go to first class, but I'm still betting on Quincy.
Yeah, there you go. Less than 30 seconds to go.
Fans starting to realize what's about to happen.
They're quiet. Come on, guys, get up. Everybody's holding the phone.
Tarsi trying to hype them up. Here it is.
There we go. Last 10 seconds. Shot in by Fontaine. And there you have it. First Class are your Clash champions. 6-1 the final score. Silver medalist LSL Lions, who had one heck of a tournament. And it just didn't finish the way they had hoped. But they walk out of here with a silver medal on.
It's exactly what I was saying in the last broadcast too. They placed higher than North Star Elite, but this is going to be a much more sour taste in their mouths, and have to witness the gold medals in First Class. I mean, they were first class.
They really were.
Week long, and the kings of the Clash. But at the end of the day,
Which is kind of appropriate,
yeah, right.
seeing as they wear LA Kings style jerseys.
And their logo represents what is now a throwback LA Kings logo, since they just revealed the new one.
Yep. You can see actually some tears down there. And again, they're 11. This hurts sometimes. But you
Listen.
know what, guys? You put on a heck of a show this go-round.
Listen, Tarsi, you see the losing team in the Stanley Cup final. You see tears there. You know, you come to this tournament with all your confidence. You battle so hard, and you think, you believe that you're going to win, and when you don't, it's really hard.
Got to give it up to number 8, Tanner Dixon. He came over and tapped a couple of the guys saying, hey, man, great game, even after the handshake line.
Really not a lot of physicality. We did see a lot of penalties, but not much anger or haste towards one another. These two teams appear to have a lot of respect for each other in these Canadian sides. And now the silver medals.
All right, they're going to come out and give the medals.
Is that going to fit over his mask?
It does. It fits over the mask fine. And you wondered if they were going to throw the gloves and buckets and sticks. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's a disaster in
You
that
don't
end
say.
of the rink. Yeah, exactly. So the silver medals being handed out here.
And to use the pun again, lots of class being shown by First Class here, clapping for each player who comes up to retrieve their silver.
Yeah, it was Thomas Saint-Martin. And then Emilio Certosini. Now it's Giacomo Giobbi getting their silver medals. Then comes the goaltender today, Finn Gusen, wearing number 1.
Yeah, you can't say that allowing 6 goals is a good performance a lot, but he really did make some critical saves and kept this game close until the third period. Really good effort by Gusen. Both goaltenders of this LSL Lions team, Thomas St. Martin, the other choice. One of the biggest reasons why the Lions were as dominant as they were, and for the silver medal.
Next up is number 21, Jordan Loba.
Not Jonathan.
Jordan Loba. Loba. And then there's number 97, Vincent Vinet.
Really impressed me on this Lions team. I got to see this Lions team a lot.
Heck of a good player. Caden Broussard up next.
Another one. And that very familiar number 88 here in Chicago.
Felix Beauchesne next. These guys didn't want to take off their helmets. They don't want to show that emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're still getting pictures done.
You know what? I might be the same.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, in a heartbreaking loss like this, especially after you run the table.
Right.
Right?
It's their first loss
exactly.
of the Continental Clash.
Sasha Durdovic. Tyler Steinberg up next.
Well, I got to say, Tarsi, this week was a blast. And
there's Louis Raphael Potvin.
Just to get back to the rink here, tomorrow is July.
Yes.
And it's just good. It's really good to be here and to call some hockey.
Alessandro Maurizio.
And maybe I'm ready for a nap now, but in a week, I'm going to look back at this tournament and remember how much fun it was, and it's got me fired up for the regular season.
Exactly.
Not too far away.
Finley Brunel just got his medal. Now it's Maxime Perrault.
Now, how many more tournaments do you think these teams are going to get under their belt before the summer's over here?
Does it ever end for these kids anymore at this level?
I mean, as these groups.
Yeah, Levi Correa.
Because these kids will all play for a more official regular season team, right?
They'll
it doesn't
play
have the region on the back.
Their home teams and that kind of stuff. But these are spring-summer teams, so I don't know how many other tournaments are out there. Like there's Montreal Meltdown is a thing as well, right? So there's chances for these guys to play. Then it's Quincy Fontaine.
Oh, man. What a stud.
Yeah, heck of a player he is.
I think
all right, so
we might hear that name in the NHL.
That could very well be. Like, we're going to look back in 7 years at the draft and go, wait a minute. I remember that.
Exactly.
You know? And then Quincy Fontaine, the team captain as well, gets the silver medal finalist. Oh, there's the LSL photographer. The official team photographer, I guess. All right, now it's time to give out some golds.
It's so hard to be excited
for a
silver medal.
Yeah.
But
they're going to gather for a team picture. Smile, guys. and you just
for those of you watching at home, maybe the most deadpan face I've ever seen from
This is awesome.
Young.
They get a ring and a medal. Or no, they get a ring. No medals. They get a ring is what it is, and a hat, I guess.
Just a ring.
And a hat. Champion hats. So cool. There's Cooper Rosen getting his championship ring and hat.
Well, listen, if they're not going to get a medal, I hope that ring is gold.
It is heavy. All right. Then it's Carter Carignan, number 89, with the flow I talked about earlier.
I'm going to go ahead and give him the honorary award of FOTT, Flow of the Tournament.
I don't know. If Asher was here from Young Kings, he might have something to say about it, but close. Anyway, Vanek Verk gets his ring. Matthew Tang.
Man, he had a really good game today.
He really did. Show the ring. It's like,
I'd like to see that thing up close.
Yeah. Well,
do the coaches get rings too?
I don't know, but
I hope so.
We're getting hopefully one of these kids up here, so you might get to see the ring up close. Just to hang around here because we'll give him a headset, whoever comes, and
this is a pretty awesome tournament to win. There's lots of talent here, and 22 teams. I mean, that's a lot for a tournament.
Well, and some dropped out.
And some dropped out.
We might have had 24.
And one from China was originally going to be here.
All right. Next up is Tanner Dixon getting his. Lincoln Gurman came through as well. Just repeat, we are the champions. Well, simply the best. I didn't hear that one from Tina Turner, did I? Missed that one. Go, Silvio, go. Nathan Toothill, number 29, gets his ring. Then it's Jace Watts, number 97. He's a tall kid for 11.
Yeah. It would be interesting if we had the heights and weights on our rosters.
And skates so smoothly, Watts does. He's just one of those guys that you see push, and he could be another one. I think we'll see maybe as it sits. Like, who knows what's going to develop over the next 7 years. But the way he skates, he could be one of those defensemen that easily back checks and stops, right? That kind of guys that can get up in the play. So we might be seeing his name again. There's a few of these guys we might see again. Colton Smith. And now Emerson Papadatos.
And, being from British Columbia, these guys probably have the longest flight home out of any team here, so at least it's going to be a happy one.
Yeah, except, Alberta, one province closer. So they have an extra hour in the air. All right.
No rings for the coaches, just hats.
Yeah, you guys get hats and a banner. But the coaches don't need it.
Congratulations to first class, man. That is a wagon team, and I'm sure whatever type of regular season these kids play for back at home in Canada, I would just like to see that when they have a little bit more rest in between games. And I mean, that's part of winning this tournament. It's not just being the best, it's that you were the best over the congested schedule. 10 games in 6 days. I don't care how old you are. That is not easy.
No.
To get up at the likes of 7 o'clock in the morning to drive over to the rink. You're playing a doubleheader pretty much every single day. This is a very impressive tournament win for first class in more ways than one.
And then a picture with the coaches in their hats with Roberto and Nick. Roberto and Nick, huge help for us this entire tournament. We needed anything, we went to them, and it was golden. Oh, they're going to get a picture around the banner, and the parents are going to join in too.
Love that. Behind
the glass. So, like I said, we're hoping to get one of the winning players out here. But they're taking this picture first. We just got to keep talking. People got to listen to us. That's the power of the microphone. So, Dylan, it's done.
It's done.
Hopefully we can get one of these kids up here. Yeah.
It looks like that's in progress.
Yeah. Roberto's going to do that. Who's he got? Looks like Emerson. Oh. Coach talking to wife. All right. Anyway. So, yeah. What a tournament. What I can't. Wow.
Yeah. It's incredible, and it was just great hockey. So good to see all the talent from around North America and the world in the case of Slovakia, and it's just great to see. Hockey's just booming at this age. To be 11 years old and be playing at the skill level that these kids are, it is really a spectacle, especially to see here in person. And the speed, the skill, passing, finishing, goaltending, these kids, if it's not the NHL, they're going somewhere with this sport.
Undoubtedly. There's European leagues. There's the AHL, right? There's all kinds of places. East Coast Hockey League still out there, right? There's chances for a lot of these kids. But we'll see a lot of them in junior in the next few years, major junior, that kind of thing. So this takes forever. They are cleaning. Yeah. They got to clean everything up. Well, but we're going to get a look at one of these championship rings here in just a minute.
I do want to take a second to shout out all the people that made this broadcasting side of the tournament possible, starting with Glenn Munford. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Last year I filled in for one of my colleagues. I only did 2 games here at the Continental Clash, and I guess I was just on the email list when he reached back out to everyone, and I said I'm here, and I did whether it was play-by-play or color. I did a total of, I believe, 26 games here over the course of a week. So I just want to appreciate Glenn, if he's watching right now, for the opportunity. And just also shout out all the people that have been here all week long that are not part of our four-man crew today. Matt Freeman was one of our producers. He's
That
on
was
the
awesome,
South
yep.
Rink. Yeah, he's one of my childhood friends. Great to work with him. And Luke Jordan, of course, he's one of the commentators that I worked with a lot, and I actually work with during the regular season. We do a lot around the high school circuit here in Illinois with SHL Network, social media stuff, as well as broadcasting. I worked with Luke at the United Center for the Girls State Championship game, so that was a lot of fun. Great to see him. And then Marcus Trevetti. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to work directly with him, but from the brief conversations I had with him, he is seems like a pleasure. Bright future, only 13 years old, two years above these guys, and he's calling games like a pro already. So, Marcus, I don't know if you're hearing this, whether it's now or on demand, but you have a bright future ahead of you. And, well, everyone else that was part of this show is here in the booth right now, so we can save that for the sign-off.
Yeah, it was just fantastic. And props again to the guys at the tournament. Nick, Roberto, and Steve Dubinsky for having us out here.
Arena staff as well.
Big time. The guys at the arena, Jeff, who's
Jeff Tantillo?
Yeah. I think he manages the arena. And Jordan and these guys that run the Zambonis. We had some fun with them. We had technical issues with their internet, but they were on it, and they were some of the most responsive rink people I've ever been around. Yeah, right?
This Mount Prospect Ice Arena is a great facility. It's not just an ice arena, it is an entire sportsplex, and there's football fields out there, soccer, baseball fields, nice turf, recently installed 3 rinks here at the Mount Prospect Ice Arena, and this place opened up in 2016. It's still got that sort of new vibe to it, and I love broadcasting games here. No protective netting, 360, so you get the good view. And if you, especially for those of, if you're broadcasting a game, the camera, you know how that thick black netting can be sometimes, I'm sure. So it's always good when you have a nice sight line of the game.
So we're going to go, and Anthony's running. This is the fun job of a producer. Go find somebody to interview. Because Roberto had mentioned to somebody on the ice that, hey, these guys up here want to talk to you. And then he was at the door as they were leaving. They're still not here. So, so many props to give out to these guys. Rink people, again, back to Steve Dubinsky and his partners for having WSBN here. It has been just a phenomenal run, such a well-run tournament.
And by the way, how about the efficiency? Just about every game started either on time or 15 minutes early. I don't think there was one puck drop after the scheduled start time.
It got a little with the divide, but because they had to, like, a good example was the Minnesota Machine yesterday. They played 1 there, and then they came here and played 2 here, and then had to run right back to center. So they never actually got to get their skates off, anything. They just put on guards, and off they went again. So there was that where sometimes, even with the full 27-minute run time, they ended up being just a couple minutes late or whatever the case may be. So it still wound up. I think the final game started at 7:45 as it was supposed to, and finished 27 minutes later. So,
there you go.
Yeah, very efficient, and that comes down to the rink guys as well, and guys like Silvio and Bill who are scorekeeping and doing music, because Silvio, I think, did scorekeeping and music in the North Arena here pretty much the entire tournament, right? So, I mean, those guys able to keep us updated on game sheet stats and all that. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. They're going to watch us later. So there you go. Shout out. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Those are some first-class fans heading to the exits.
Here we go. We got some kids coming up
All right,
here,
with the skate guards on. Love it.
2 of them on their way up.
Fabulous.
We just got to see who they are. Yeah, still got the skates on. That's fantastic.
Papadopoulos and Gurman.
Papadopoulos and Gurman. Gentlemen, congratulations. All right. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
What do we got here? This?
Well, no, you know what? I think we're going to take a headset from you. We'll see exactly what Anthony has planned here.
One at a time or at the same time?
What's that?
At the same time?
Yeah, at the same time we can do it. Oh, look at that. Wireless microphones. We're going to record that as well. Which camera are we using? Here. Okay. All right, boys. come on over here. I'm going to sit down because I'm taller than everybody. So I'm going to use this as the microphone, all right?
Okay.
Give me your thoughts on that game and how it went.
It was pretty good. We were kind of nervous when they scored back, but we just kept going and going, and we got those goals.
What made the difference today? Like, why was it? I didn't expect a 5-goal game. What ended up happening there? Why were you guys able to score so much today?
I feel like our team kept pushing, and especially in that third, our team kept pushing and kept getting pressure, and we had some bounces and went in good.
How are you feeling about it all?
Excited, happy.
Yeah. Were you happy to jump off the bench and celebrate with everybody?
Yeah.
What's next for you guys after this tournament? You got more coming up?
No.
No?
No.
So you're going to finish the season as champions?
Yes.
Well, one more.
One more?
Whistler.
Oh, Whistler. Fantastic. Well, I mean, you guys don't have to go far for that one, at least. Show the rings here. I want to get a ring on camera.
Bring it.
Oh, he got one. So, yeah, hold it up here. Can you zoom in on that one? Can we get a good look at that? Those are some killer rings. How's that feel to wear on your fingers?
Pretty good. It's kind of small for my fingers.
Oh, is it? You can get them resized.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, tell me overall, tournament. One of the best you've been to?
Great tournament, yeah. One of the best. Besides
Awesome.
the brick.
Good. Well, like the brick. And that's where I'm from, Edmonton. All right, guys. Congratulations again. Thanks for coming up here. Go celebrate. We'll see you again soon. All right. So, Dylan, get over here. We're going to get you back in here one last time as we say the sign-off. We're still on this camera here. It's all down to whatever.
All right.
We're done.
We're done.
I think we're it.
High five.
High five. Well done. Okay. The Clash. Continental Clash, just outside of Chicago. Champions, first class from BC. Second place, LSL Lions from Quebec. Thank you so much for tuning in this entire week. Dylan, great job.
Thank you.
Anthony, great job. Carson, great job. We will be back here next year on WSBN from The Clash.
Before you know it.